Alright, do you guys want to know how I got through it without getting raped? Um, Luckily, I mean, they did fucking torture me a little bit, but, they, I this is how I made Pornhub. Let me tell you how I peaked. So, what I did was, I went down on the girl, but I was like really curvy, right? I had really big curves. So, like, I didn't really remember my age, I guess. So, maybe I did. 13, I had full figure hourglass. You know, by 14, I had 36, 24, 36 curves. All right, so that's why they came at me like they did. And why I needed to go up into lockup facilities. It wasn't necessarily for me, it was to keep the fucking people off of me. You know, and that's why they found ways to take me by gunpoint and shit. Even out of like Odyssey House. So, you know, I'm sitting here trying to dodge all these fucking bullets. And I must have, somebody knew who I was before I did, you know, and either way, that girl on girl, it's my backside. They're just looking at my ass with the camera and having me bend over. All right, so that's like what everybody wants to see is my fucking butthole. But can you imagine that having your butthole peak on fucking Pornhub and that making you a star? But that's how I made it through, you know. I was like, and when they tried to fuck me, I ran and I locked myself in the bathroom, you know, and then I took off and tried fucking navigating it, you know, and that was for really hard years, you know, and I do consider you all fucking rapists. When you take somebody in those situations and you find a way, you know, it's because you created one. You know, you created an excuse, you created a way, you know, and either way, when teenagers become teenagers, they're gonna do what they're gonna do, you know, and because you took my virginity in such a fucked up way, it fucked me up after that, you know, and I was just like, why do people fucking do this? Like, why would my parents even want to have sex? And I guess it's just to have kids, but like, is there really any fulfillment in connecting with another human being? Because even that seems wasted. You know, like, god damn, what did I do to myself because I had to fucking know you? You know, and think it would be better almost. But my butthole's a